Hi, hello, how's it going everyone? It's Metal. Welcome back to the channel. So let's talk Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by Quentin Tarantino himself. So let's get right into it, guys. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood tells the story of a TV star, Rick Dalton, and his longtime stunt double, Cliff Booth. These two guys go around the industry in Hollywood doing acting and stunt work, like outrageous, dangerous stunt work that Cliff Booth does for various different television shows and movies. Hey, just a quick confession here. I am not a ginormous, huge, die-hard fan of Quentin Tarantino. I love a select few of his films. I really love both Kill Bill volumes, love those movies, love the Inglourious Bastards, and Reservoir Dogs. I think those were probably my favorite films, directed and written by him, by the way. This is actually his ninth film that he's worked on, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, not counting Kill Bill Volume 2, because Tarantino considers both volumes one 4-hour, extensive, long journey of one film. So he does not count Volume 2 as a 10th movie. In the films that he's directed, it's only 9 films, and I have only seen maybe, I want to say, 6 of them. Yeah, there's quite a few Tarantino films that I have not seen. I haven't seen Jackie Brown, or The Hateful Eight, or not Jack, Django Unchained. I think that's, Django Unchained. I haven't seen that either. So I do look forward to seeing those at some point, but for now, let's talk strictly about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because this was actually a really good Tarantino film, and I really liked it a lot. First, let's start with the positives here. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, they're both excellent in this movie. Leonardo DiCaprio is Mark Dalton, right? Okay, yes. Leonardo DiCaprio plays Mark Dalton, and he's amazing at acting as an actor in Hollywood. I mean, he's acting as a character within a character, and I love that about Leonardo. I think he's really spot on great in this movie. I think he's overall amazing. Same thing goes for Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is the best he's ever been in a very, very long time. Wow, that is a performance from him. He's amazing in here. I mean, all the acting is just top-notch, amazing, just terrific stunt work and everything that this movie has to offer. Where my negatives come into play is definitely some of the drawn down conversations that Quentin Tarantino seems to have with a lot of his movies, and it kind of works, but it kind of doesn't in this movie. Especially with he uses that kind of technique a lot in Pulp Fiction, and I really did like Pulp Fiction. I didn't love Pulp Fiction, but I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate in the comment section for that. But that is what it is, whatever. But yeah, I think that Quentin Tarantino really does need to work on just moving on to the next scene rather than just staying stuck on this one drawn out and interesting conversation. I do like the interesting and drawn out conversation that a lot of his movies have, but it just seems like they just go on way too long than they should. They overstayed their welcome is what I'm trying to get at here. I overall really did love, I actually surprisingly loved Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm kind of uncertain if I consider this one of my favorite Tarantino films or not. It's either a really good movie, but not quite my favorite, or it's either just my favorite movie. I'm not entirely sure yet. I probably have to rewatch the movie again to see my final official thoughts exactly. Another complaint that I really do have with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is Sharon Tate. I was never really all that invested in Sharon Tate all that much. I thought that she was the least interesting character throughout this whole film. Every time they would keep cutting back to Sharon Tate, which is Margot Robbie, by the way. Margot Robbie is Sharon Tate in this movie. I never really got into her character at all. I really just, every time they would cut back to Sharon Tate, there was just nothing interesting about her. It's like, okay, I'm just like, okay, can we just move on to the next scene here? This is like the most least interesting character in this entire film. I don't want to see Sharon Tate anymore. I mean, she's good to look at, but her character is not appealing in any way, shape, or form, for me at least. I just never really liked Sharon Tate as a character in this film. And this film has a great final act with the Manson family My gosh, that's such a good final act. Wow. Like, I mean, try watching that with a full bladder in the movie theater. Like, that was amazing. I mean, well, not the bladder part. The bladder part was painful. But try watching that in the movie theaters with a full bladder. Like, that's not a good time. So that just made the experience even more painful to watch. So yeah. So yeah, that was kind of fun. Yeah, the final act is just insanely good. I'm not gonna give away any spoilers. I'll just leave it at that, and you guys go see it for yourselves. And also Dakota Fanning, a really small role, but it works flawlessly. It works so well. It is a damn good performance from her. Indeed. Tarantino is really good at capturing that late 1960s era of television shows and movies and just the overall setting as a whole. This movie really does feel like it was shot in the late 1960s. And that's how realistic this movie feels like. And you can really tell that, like, this was a movie that Quentin Tarantino wanted you to see, and it wasn't something that was pressured by studios or anything like that. This was a movie that Tarantino wanted us to see as the moviegoers and fans. Everything about this movie works for the most part. It overall does. So overall, I am going to give Once Upon a Time in Hollywood an A-. This is definitely a Quentin Tarantino film that you need to see if you like unique and original. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say original, but it's a different kind of movie that you would expect in Hollywood right now. So it's a different kind of movie. It's something new to see. It's something fresh that's out right now that you can see in theaters, and well, I'm not gonna confirm that it won't bore you, because there are scenes that do drag out a bit, so that's kind of my issues with it at first. But yeah, overall, I really do recommend it especially if you're a Tarantino fan. For sure, go see it without a question, without a doubt. So, what did you guys think of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Are you a fan of Quentin Tarantino? I would love to know down below in the comment section. I will be sure to read that. I never leave you guys hanging. You guys all know that already. And just let me know what your favorite Quentin Tarantino film is. I would love to know. Until next time, everybody, take it easy, guys, and take care, everyone.